Hi guys, so this is the last issue of the Galactus trilogy. I the upped it to 360p the image, so it should look a little better. So it's Fantastic Four number 50, the startling saga of the Silver Surfer, and at last the Human Torch goes to college. Now, yeah, because I never read the other Fantastic Four. The there's not much character development because I haven't read the other ones, but I will eventually read the other Fantastic Fours. So the fabulous Fantastic Four become a part of the startling saga of the Silver Surfer. The awesome Galactus has chosen Earth to provide him with the energy he needs to sustain himself. But in stripping a planet of its energy, Galactus also drains away all life from this helpless world. For ages, the mighty alien has thus plundered the planets. But now his once loyal herald, the glistening Silver Surfer, is turned against him. And one of the most mind-staggering battles of all time is about to begin, with Marvelites everywhere privileged to bear witness to the wonder of it all. Master, for the first time I realize the dreadful enormity of what you plan to do. You must not tamper with other worlds. You cannot destroy the human race.
Would you hesitate to tread upon an anthill? These creatures are of no consequence to Galactus.
So it says, greater than the greatest. Stanley, Jack Kirby, Joe Sinnott, and S. Rosen. It doesn't have any, funny thing there. Her peerless pageantry at the peak of proud perfection. That's what it said. So, yeah, again, alliteration. Stanley loves alliteration. And within the invisible force field created by Sue Richards, the incredulous Fantastic Four observed the proceedings, their startled minds almost unable to comprehend the unmentionable fate which seems to await humanity. The little guy is trying to talk the Galactus into laying off, but he ain't got a chance. Let's pray that he's more powerful than he seems, Ben, for the sake of us all. If only the Watcher could do something, but even he seems unable or unwilling to defy Galactus. These are not ants, Master. They think, they feel, they have even created the primitive civilization which we see all about us.
Enough, Gleaming One. My patience wears thin. I reject your plea. Now leave me.
No, at last I have found something worth fighting for. Remember, Master, even you have never witnessed the full extent of my own power.
You challenge me. Have you forgotten? I am the power. I am Galactus.
But I too am a creature of the cosmos. I too can unleash forces which, once released, can never again be controlled. I beg you, Master, leave this paltry planet. Do not compel me to battle the one which I have served so faithfully. You do not reply. Then no choice is left me. Let the battle begin.
Energy bolts directed at me. It is unthinkable. You, who have spanned the galaxies with me, felt the winds of space caress your brow in my service. You have chosen to betray me now.
Betray you? Never. But in truth, I should betray myself if I did not fight to prevent the annihilation of a people. For here, on this lonely little world, I have found what men call conscience. Master, say we may leave this world. My heart grieves at battling one with whom I am shared a universe. He chooses not to give me a reply. Then let my cocoon of ethereal energy harden about him. I cannot bring myself to cause him injury. I seek only to place him in restraint. The cocoon is solidified. Thus it shall serve as a prison for him who had been my master. As the silent seconds tick by, a dazed Susan Storm slowly releases her protective force field until, read, what is it? What has happened to Galactus? If it didn't seem too mad for belief, I'd say the Silver Surfer has encased him in a shell composed of pure energy. It's a lot more than that overrated watcher bothered to do. Let's see if this stuff is as strong as it looks. I never felt a hunk of energy before. Ben, don't. You know nothing about it. Relax, Stretcho. What's there to know? Yow! Zzz. I tried to warn you, Ben. Do you think something which wasn't charged by with a repellent force could hold Galactus? Big deal. Next time, warn me harder, mister. Look, something's happening to that energy shield. Back away. Quick, it's beginning to shatter. It wasn't strong enough to contain Galactus. He's breaking free. We needed you to tell us that. But if the Silver Surfer is powerless against him, then what chance do we have?
Where is my herald?
Here, Galactus. But I am your herald no longer. You must be driven from this world. You must, no matter what the cost.
The cost, imprudent one, can only be your life. But Galactus is not vengeful. You have served me well in the past. You shall do so again. All eternity waits me. I can afford to be patient. Can you not see how easily my impenetrable absorber shield affects your foolish rays of starfire? And now, rebellious one, it is time I teach you the folly of daring to question the will of your master.
Blasts of solar destructogen, but surely he knows how easily I can avoid them.
I am aware of your skill, Herald. I have seen you dodge the meteor swarms of space. I have taken pride at the manner in which you have hurled the comets. But now you face a far greater obstacle. Now you face Galactus. Swear allegiance to me once more, Herald. I have no wish to cause you harm.
And yet you would obliterate an entire planet with no trace of misgiving?
You speak of me as though I am a monster. Do not the humans themselves slay the lesser beasts for food, for sustenance? Galactus does no less.
How can the Silver One convince his master? Galactus is not evil. He's above good or evil. He does what he must, for he is Galactus. This is a blast. Just when we need all the help we can get, Baldy decides to turn philosopher. You speak too quickly, mortal. One must understand a problem before one may combat it. What about the Human Torch? Where have you sent him? He has gone to a world so unspeakably distant that it beggars description. For only there can he find the one weapon which may put Galactus to rout. I knew it. I knew you never fail us. But what can we do until he returns? Emulate the Watcher. Stand and observe. Try to fathom the cataclysmic forces which have been unleashed. For you shall never see their like again. As for me, I do not stand silent, motionless, due to lack of concern. Long have I cherished the stumbling, bumbling, but always aspiring human race. Yeah, or ye, or whatever, I don't know. Yeah, even as I utter these words, I am in mental contact with the Human Torch. I am guiding him through a maze of endless galaxies. protecting him from the ravages of infinite space. And in an unnamed segment of the unknown void, a flaming figure completes the most incredible journey of all time. The Watcher has done it. I'm heading for Earth again. I can feel it. Even as the Watcher stands, peering into the heavens, the Human Torch is unerringly led through a pathway to subspace, the only entrance back to his own universe. Past hazards which humans cannot even suspect, the fiery teenager looms on, barely skirting insidious, writhing bands of unlife, bands whose very touch can erase a planet. Then, finally, as the last deadly obstacle has been passed, the valiant youth re-enters his own time continuum. Reed, Ben, Sue, where are you? It's Johnny, I'm back. They don't hear me. I'm still on some different plane, but I'm getting closer. Closer. I can almost sense them now. The mists are clearing. I'm back. I'm back. The Watcher did it. He guided me to the other side of the universe. He brought me through infinity. It's the kid. He's okay. Thank heaven. But what did you bring, Johnny? Where is it? And then the delayed, stunned reaction begins to set in, as the teenager suddenly becomes aware of what he has done, what he has seen, where he has been. Johnny, what's wrong? Answer me, lad. I've traveled through worlds so big, there aren't words. The kid's in shock. We're like ants, just ants. Easy, Johnny. Try not to remember. This must be what you went for. The boy shall be all right. The memory soon shall fade. The human brain cannot long retain a concept of such indescribable magnitude. She's the only guy I know who makes Reed sound like a Yancey Streeter. Is this the weapon we need? Yes. Only that contains the proper alien element. It's all right now, Johnny. You're back where you belong. Stop. You must never turn the control level to full power. It could erase an entire solar system in 1 microsecond. Now, heed me as I tell what must be done. And as the Watcher explains,
your power is far greater than I suspected, Harold. But it is still as nothing compared to mine. Alas, if you do not soon yield, I shall be forced to slay you, though such is not my wish.
no matter what my fate, I face it without qualm, for I have learned from the humans how glorious it can be to have a cause worth dying for.
The humans, of course. By imperiling them, I shall force you to surrender. Zzz.
Never. Whatever damage you do, I shall undo. Only your departure will make me end the battle.
I can tarry no longer. Galactus yields to none. Upon your head shall be your fate. I regret what I must do, for of all who have lived, for of all who live, I have cherished you the most. But now, by my hand, the Silver Surfer must perish.
No, Galactus, it is you who will perish, for we have found the weapon at last, the ultimate nullifier, in the hands of a human. In the name of the eternal cosmos, put it down.
Your feeble mind cannot begin to comprehend its power. You hold the means to destroy a galaxy, to lay waste to a universe.
And, should the universe crumble, can Galactus survive?
You did this. Only you had the power. had the will. You have given a match to a child who lives in a tinderbox.
Agreed. This world belongs to these children. Is my action not just? Consider the courage they display. Though they are still in their infancy, you must not disdain them. Did not your race and mine evolve from such humble beginnings? Do they not possess the seed of grandeur within their frail human frames?
But what of Galactus? What of the limitless energy I must absorb if I am to survive?
There are other planets. We both know full well that the universe is endless. Destroying a race cannot be the answer.
I grow weary. The prize is not worth the battle. Let the human surrender his weapon, and I shall tarry here no longer.
Do as he says, mortal. The promise of Galactus is living truth itself. His word can never be questioned.
So, for the first time since the dawn of memory, my will has been thwarted. But I bear no malice. Emotions for lesser beings. Yet there is one more thing that must be done. Since you shall be herald to Galactus no longer, I remove your space-time powers. Henceforth, the Silver Surfer shall roam the galaxies no more.
With those words, the towering figure of Galactus is transformed into a living, raging fury of pure power, as the very atoms in the air seem to crackle in elemental disarray.
The game has ended. The prize has eluded me, and at last I perceive the glint of glory within the race of man. Be ever worthy of that glory, humans. Be ever mindful of your promise of greatness. For it shall one day lift you beyond the stars, or bury you within the ruins of war. The choice is yours. Now, turn away, for I shall depart via dimensional displacement, harnessing forces beyond the limits of your comprehension.
He's beginning to glow, to vibrate, like some ethereal titan. Get back, all of you. This sight was never meant for human eyes. Can't you ever get struck speechless like the rest of us? Whoosh. He's gone. Everything's gone. The Watcher, Galactus and his equipment, and all his equipment. It's as though it just never happened. I got news for you. It happened. It happened. I wonder if the world would ever know how close it came to an almost incomprehensible fate. Don't worry. There'll always be some loudmouth like you to spill the beans. Ben, dear Ben, can you take anything seriously? Know something, lady? If I was to take up what just happened before serious, I probably would have ended up blowing a gasket or something. We'll better get poor Johnny to bed. The poor kid's exhausted. Oh, Reed, if he hadn't have made it to the distant world and back, I shudder to think what would have happened. Say, what happened to that silver skinned nut who helped to get us into all that trouble? I am here. If you feel that I am to blame for what has occurred, I am deeply remorseful. What's the matter with you? Don't you know better than to be sneaking up behind a guy? What is really troubling you, my friend? Quit talking so blasted nice. Can't you see I'm trying to dislike you? But at that moment, Ben Grimm begins to learn that he may really have a reason to feel less than friendly to the glistening stranger in their midst. Alicia, how'd she get up here so soon? What happened? Is everyone all right? Tell me that no one was hurt. It's all over now, Alicia. There's no cause for worry. No harm was done. You didn't have to worry about me, baby. You should have known I. It's you. You did it. You turned against Galactus, as I prayed you would. After you taught me the meaning of kindness, of pity, I could do no less. I knew I wasn't wrong. I couldn't be wrong when I sense a certain proud nobility about you. She don't even know I'm here. There's still so much about mankind. Uh, there is still so much I do not know about Earth, about mankind. But for now, I shall have the rest of my life to learn. For in finding a conscience, I have lost the stars. He talks like a poet, and she's listening, like it's the first time she's ever heard a guy speak to her. I can't even get mad. He didn't try to beat me my time. It just happened. Anyhow, if I was Alicia, who would I pick? A gleaming gladiator like him, or an ape like me? Face it ugly. It ain't no contest. But where are the others? You must meet them all, especially Ben, most wonderful man who had ever lived. Where is he? They have carried the young one to a resting place below, and the one called Ben is following. Ben? Leaving? Why? Why didn't he speak to me? Quick, let's go after him. No, my place is not yet with the others down here. I was born to soar, to ride the currents of space, not to be confined within a barren structure. Though the pathways to the star are now denied to me, my place is still in the skies above. Then, without a backward glance, the silver stranger seems to will his amazing surfboard into the air as he mounts with one prestigious leap. Too long have I tarried. There is a planet to explore, new wonders to discover. Almost faster than the eye can follow, the glistening figure zooms skyward, borne aloft by the free-flowing currents of the wandering winds. But someday, when I have traversed all the earth, when the wanderlust is stilled within me, the silver surfer shall return. Thus, left to herself once more, the puzzled, sightless girl slowly descends the long, lonely staircase. Ben? Ben? Where are you? It's Alicia, Ben. Why don't you answer? Where have you gone? Meanwhile, the sun city begins to catch its breath as it slowly returns to normal. Once again, we repeat, the danger has been averted. There is no further cause for alarm, thanks to the Fantastic Four. How about that? According to the Bugle, the whole thing was a publicity stunt. I've learned that the best thing to do is read J. Jameson's editorials and then believe exactly the opposite. Yeah, J. Jonah Jameson's mentioned. Apparently he's called Galactus a hoax. That's not surprising. And elsewhere in the city, a strange brooding man reads and rereads every account of the incredible incident. The Fantastic Four. There'll be even bigger heroes than ever after this. So if Galactus vanishes, Fantastic Four not available for comment. But their time is running out. Let them have their moment of glory while they can. It won't last much longer. How ironic is it? After all the awesome, superpowered menaces they fought, their final defeat won't come from a Doctor Doom or from a Galactus. No, it'll come from a far more unexpected source. Thing reported roaming streets. I guess this is the Daily Globe. Or it might be Bugle, I don't know. Dodge's press. Public asks why Thing prowls in back alleys of the city. From someone who has the purpose, who has the method and the time, and is almost ripe for me to completely smash the unsuspecting Fantastic Four. Only I have the power. So This guy will be addressed in the next issue. Unless you guys want me to read that, I'm gonna go back to Superman. I'm gonna do Action Comics number 4. Unless you guys want me to read Fantastic Four number 51, because that's a very good comic. I've heard Fantastic Four number 51 is one of the best Fantastic Four comics, but it's not a storyline; it's a single issue. But we must not get ahead of our tale. Although the ominous character you have just met will figure very prominently, very dangerously in the lives of the Fantastic Four, we must now turn our attention elsewhere to a scrimmage session in the Gridrion of Metro College, just across the river from Manhattan. Time, I said time. That's it for today. At least we don't have to fret about Saturday's game now. You can't be any worse than you've been, but I don't want to upset any of you All-Stars. There's nothing to worry about. If we're lucky, I'll be able to replace you with some blonde cheerleaders before the game begins. And if it isn't too much to ask, where was Whitey Mullins today? I'd kind of like to see our star quarterback at practice now and then. We'd like to see him too, Coach. We'll be needing him Saturday. Here comes Coach Thorne, Whitey. Shouldn't you have been in practice today? Relax, doll. Nobody tells me what to do. Without Whitey Mullins, he's got no team. I still think it's time we were going. So there you are. What's the deal, Whitey? You figure you're too big to rub noses with the rest of the team at practice? Cool it, Coach. I just got tied up, that's all. You know I'd be there in a pinch when you need me. That's all that matters. Wrong, mister. It's the team that matters. You owe something to those other men, too. I owe them nothing. Without me, they're a bunch of scarecrows, and we both know it. And without me winning for you, you're just a has-been yourself. A has-been, am I? Now look, Mullins. There's your wife, Coach. I'll see you around here. Yeah, that guy's an asshole. But anyway, I couldn't help overhearing, dear. Why do you take it from him? Why don't you bench him for insubordination? Because he's right, Bill. I am a has-been. I don't seem to have it anymore. Enough for Whitey sparking the team, we wouldn't win a game. But you used to be the greatest. A man gets older, dear. But it's not your fault. You were as good as you were years ago, when they compared you to Rockney. But you need a team. You can't do it all by yourself. If only I had another real athlete, an all-around star, like the old-time greats I used to coach, and I could retire at last with dignity. So this coach subplot, this gets unresolved, I'm pretty sure. I'm not exactly 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure the coach subplot here actually, Stanley forgot to write a resolution to it. So, yeah, it's kind of not... I'll still read it anyway, but it's kind of not important because, it never gets finished, apparently. From what I remember, anyway. While on the top floor of the famous Baxter building. Reed, dear, do you think Johnny has reached Metro College yet? Reed, what on earth? Looks like there's a loose connection on my printed circuit projector analyzer. Reed Richards, you haven't heard a word I said. I was right. I caught the break just in time. Another few seconds, and poof, an electric shock burst. Lucky my force field activated itself automatically. Sue, what are you doing here? How many times have I told you not to pussyfoot in on me while I'm working? You might have been hurt. What difference would that make? You wouldn't know about it for weeks. Sometimes I think you even forgotten that we're married now. Forgive me, darling. I shouldn't have spoke to you that way. Of course not. If you had your way, you'd probably never speak to me. You're too busy talking to those crazy test tubes of yours. And a few short blocks away we find, what if Alicia didn't forget about me? She ain't the only gal in the world. There's plenty more around. But how many of them will be caught dead with an ape like me? Oh, excuse me, I didn't see. Oh, okay, lady, don't get all shook up. There's no harm done. Rats, I forgot to toss a coat over me when I went out. No wonder she's scared. Now I recognize you. You're the thing. For a second I was I mean, skip it, lady. I know this sight of me ain't exactly a tranquilizer. I have to rush. I'm very late to an appointment. Very late indeed. The poor kid, she was scared stiff of me. And who can blame her? The only reason Alicia put up with me was she's blind. And even then she couldn't take any more. She ditched me with for some other freak from another world. And why shouldn't she? Even if I get goosebumps when I see my pan in the mirror. If only I had some nutty fairy godmother like Cinderella who would change me into Prince Charming. But not me. I'm just a pumpkin that you get turned into if you don't get home by midnight. I'll never be nothing but the thing. So yeah, I've always felt, yeah, Thing's very sad. I feel very bad for him. In all the comics, he's a very sad person. He can be a very happy person, but like he has a lot of, because his physical appearance, like he's very self conscious about his appearance. Forgive us if our tales seem to ramble, but we have so many new elements to introduce, so many loose ends to tie up. Thus we turn once again to the campus of Metro College, where we find, which way to the dean's office, fella? Straight ahead, sporting life, you can't miss it. It was nice for Dory Evans to lend me her car. So Dory Evans was Human Torch's girlfriend back when, in the continuity of this. At the time, she was his girlfriend. So when my Stingray was being fixed after that fight with Dragon Man, so he fought Dragon Man, which is like a robot, like a gigantic, like very powerful robot. So there's like sort of even though Dory Evans is Human Torch's girlfriend, he has feelings for Crystal. So it says here, funny how I'm still friends with Dory, but the old feeling's gone. Ever since I met Crystal, I've got to stop thinking of her. She's the reason I enrolled at Metro so suddenly. Maybe a change of scene will help me forget. Luckily, my averages were high enough to get me accepted. Boy, this place is like a condensed version of Grand Central Station. Now, where will I find the dean? I might as well ask someone again. I'll be standing here all day. Do you know where the dean's office is? Oh, huh? Can you tell me where Oh, looks like we both need a road map. Yeah, say whatever they feed you at home. I like it on my diet. My name's Johnny Storm, and it's a safe bet they don't call you Shorty. I'm Wyatt Wingfoot. I come from the Indian Mission School outside of Tulsa. Ah, Wingfoot and Storm, I've been waiting for you two lads. I'm Dean Asher, and I'm delighted to have such splendid young men added to our roster. I'd like you to come to my office now. You are indeed very generous, sir. Wonder why the VIP treatment. It's kind of embarrassing. Yeah, so Wyatt Wingfoot, this is his first appearance. He's a very important character. He's a mechanic for he becomes a bit later on a mechanic for the Fantastic Four and the Avengers. He flies the Avengers plane, the Quinjet, in later comics. Storm, there's no need to pretend that you're just an ordinary student. Once the others realize the Human Torch is among them, you be subjected to all sorts of unusual pressures and problems. The Dean is right. He's a pretty sharp character. Therefore, your stay at Metro College will be more difficult than for most other freshmen. As for you, Wingfoot, but then so often happens with young people, Johnny Storm's thoughts begin to wander. Did I do the right thing coming here? What can an ordinary college life hold for someone who's traveled beyond the galaxy? Someone who's got a glimpse of the wonders of the unknown cosmos. Will I be able to sit in class day after day after having soared through space? After having tasted the excitement, the freedom, and the glory of being Human Torch? And most of all, will I be able to keep my thoughts from returning to the half-buried dome at the edge of the world, beneath which an entire race is imprisoned forever? For among that race is one special girl, one innocent, warm-hearted creature named Crystal, whom I'll love as long as I live. It's hopeless, Crystal. We can never free ourselves. We'll remain here forever. So as we saw in issue 48, the Maximus, Black Bolt's brother, trapped all the Inhumans in, well, it's called the Great Refuge. It's not, I don't think it's Adelan. But yeah, they're all trapped there. But I must reach the outside world again. I must find Johnny Storm. Cannot you help me, Black Bolt? Even he, with all his power, must fail you this once, my sister. You must forget the boy from out there and build another life for yourself here with us forever. But suddenly, Johnny's revere is shattered as he hears. That's all I have to say at this time, gentlemen. If you have any questions in the future, please feel free to call me. I was daydreaming all the time he spoke to us, but I'm in luck. He doesn't seem to have noticed. May I suggest to you that you and Mr. Wingfoot, that might be a room you can share at the Northfield dorm. And may I also suggest, Mr. Storm, that you try to pay better attention in class than you did here during my little talk. Good day, gentlemen. What say we try the Northfield dorm, Johnny? And so the two freshmen head for the dormitories side by side, each occupied with their own private thoughts. Wish I could recall what the dean said about Wingfoot. A strange way to end a tale, perhaps, and yet perhaps it's the only way. For as the two figures silently fade from sight, we know full well that danger is mounting. Danger unlike any you have ever beheld before. The next issue, a new thing joins the Fantastic Four. Truly a Marvel surprise epic. So yeah, if you guys want me to read Fantastic Four number 51, I'll do that if you guys want me to. But for now, I'm going to read Superman or Action Comics number 4 next time. If you guys enjoy this video, you could please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys later.